For 3 weeks, I didn't have a cell phone. No texts, no music, no scrolling. No connection to the outside world except a single landline in the office used under supervision. Like everything else, I was allowed 2 calls a week, and even that felt uncertain. The rules around the phone seemed to change depending on the day, depending on who was watching. It wasn't just limited access. It was controlled access. And when you've lived with that kind of restriction, you don't realize how much weight it carries until it's gone. So when I finally had my cell phone back in my hand, standing at a bus stop, it felt like freedom. Real, the kind they talk about in programs, but the kind you feel in your chest. The kind that says, you can go wherever you want now. And I knew exactly where I was going. There was a place I had stayed before, a small Victorian house converted into a hotel. Not fancy, not safe, but familiar. It had become a kind of fallback spot for me during other rough stretches. A place where I could disappear for a few days and try to figure things out. At least, that's what I told myself. But somewhere along the way, on that trip there, I relapsed. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't some big moment. It was quiet, subtle, almost expected. The same pattern I had followed before. I just need a couple days, I told myself. Just enough time to get my thoughts together, make a plan, reset. I had said those words before, and they never meant what I wanted them to mean. 2 days later, I was lying on the bed in that room when I heard pounding on the door. Loud, urgent. You need to get out of here. That's all I remember clearly. Everything else gets blurry. Moments come in flashes. The room around me trashed. Like something had gone through it. Or like I had. It looked like a war zone. Things scattered, out of place, broken. That part of the story I don't fully remember. But I knew the feeling. That sinking realization that something went wrong again. I gathered what I could, whatever was left, and made my way out. The front door opened to a set of brick stairs. A full flight of them. And as I stepped out, trying to leave, trying to just move forward, I lost my balance. I remember reaching out my hand, instinct, trying to catch myself. And then, nothing. Black. The next thing I remember is waking up on the ground. There was a guy standing next to me. He said he saw what happened. Said he called the paramedics. I don't know who he was. I don't know where he came from. And just as quickly as he appeared, he was gone, like he was never there. The paramedics showed up, and everything shifted into that clinical, urgent mode. Questions, movement, lights. They were concerned about my head. I had hit it on the concrete. And they needed to make sure there wasn't something more serious going on. A concussion, brain injury. I was taken to the hospital. And somewhere in that process, through scans and checks and conversations I only half remember, they told me what happened. I had broken my wrist. Not just a fracture. 2 breaks. In that moment, everything felt quiet. Not peaceful, just quiet. Like the noise had finally caught up to itself. Because it wasn't just about the fall. It wasn't just about the relapse. It was the pattern. The same cycle, repeating again. Freedom. Followed by escaped goal. Followed by damage. And this time, it left a mark I couldn't ignore. A broken wrist. A reminder that every time I stepped back into that life, it took something from me. Sometimes it was time. Sometimes it was peace. And sometimes it was physical. Lying there in that hospital, I didn't have all the answers. But I had one clear truth. I couldn't keep doing this. Because next time it might not just be a wrist.